Hello there, Aries. This is Miss Joan of Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, and I'm here to talk to you about January 2023. Oh my gosh, right? So exciting. The year is beginning, and we are starting at the very, very start. This video is, of course, being posted on New Year's Eve, and we start the new year right on point, right? So I'm programming these cards for you, Aries, and we'll see how this comes through. I'm excited to see what's coming. Hopefully at this point I have in fact upgraded my website to include the classes, which I promised you last month, which I got real lazy about. Sorry. And hopefully they're up by now. And let me go ahead and get these programmed. So we'll set these aside, of course, and we'll go ahead and program these ones for what's coming next. For the first week of January, which this month is going to have 4 weeks in it, starting, of course, with the 1st to the 7th. So we'll go deep in on the first week of January right away at the end of this video. So let's get these programmed. So with the 4 weeks, we will, of course, have 4 columns of cards. And now they're programmed. Let's go ahead and lay them out. Well, the cards are going to face me. It doesn't change the meaning of the card. I'm just not, it's just not how I read them, right? I just don't read them upside down. A little bit sticky this morning. I have commented before, and I'll say it again, I am an Aries, so this reading is as important to me as it is to all of you. I am excited to see what comes through. So, we have where we are, what's blocking us, and what our solution is, and for the 4 weeks of the month, all right? So let's get into this, right? Right here, we're talking about January 1st through the 7th, and this is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is telling me that there's going to be some things going on this particular week where we need to pay close attention and understand where we are, what's going on, and how we're feeling about it. Because our feelings are valid and important in this moment. Sort of like trusting your intuition, only a little bit different. This is more about your feelings than it is your intuition, okay? And we need to pay attention to how we're feeling about it, and how we may or may not be holding ourselves back because of how we're feeling. So allow those feelings to be, maybe process the feelings separately from the event or the situation so that you can give it its due, okay? We want you to maybe experience the feelings without having them stop you from doing what you want to do. Does that make sense? Okay, let's just see where we're blocked. It looks like the 7 of Cups, where we will have a lot of options and a lot of opportunities. Offering things that we love to do are going to be coming up. Lots of options. So with all these options on the table, it's easy to get lost in those options to the point where we're not quite able to make a decision. We get confused. We sometimes go, okay, well, so many things to do. I have no idea how to choose, so I'm just going to sit down. I understand that, and I understand the concept of getting confused by the options, and maybe you just take one thing at a time. You don't have to choose one. These don't feel like things where you have to choose one option only, and not have opportunities to do the next one. So instead, just sort of put them in an order that makes sense to you, and then choose the one to start with and go from there. All right. So don't get yourself overwhelmed with so much information all at once, or so much of anything at once, that you can't do what you want to do, or that you just stop and shut down. So just sort of be on the lookout for those opportunities, and pay attention, and try again to use your better judgment and understand your feelings and process them maybe separately from the situation. And the High Priestess shows up here as your solution, talking about your intuition now. Aha. We were saying that judgment and intuition were separate, because judgment had to do with your feelings about a thing, well, not your intuition. But now we're saying that your intuition is the solution to processing and how you handle. It's like, okay, so now you've processed your feelings. Good. Now, what does your intuition say? What is the inner gut feeling after you've gotten rid of the fear, the anger, the irritation, all those basic things, all those feelings that come up, and you've processed them and worked them through. Now, where does that get you with what is your gut telling you now? What is your intuition telling you now? Your intuition is where you want to get your solution to the problem. So process your feelings, move to your intuition, okay? So we'll go in deeper on this week at the end of this video. We'll get more information. But for now, I'm going to move on to the 8th through the 14th of January. This is talking about, Aries, about how the 8 of Swords is here, representing, of course, that overall sensation of feeling a little stuck. Interesting that you're feeling a little bit stuck. The 8 of Wands comes up in the blocked department, so quick movement is not going to happen. There are delays. There are delays in the things that you have been wanting to do, and it may not be something that you can control. So because you can't control the things that are going on around you, you're in another position of feeling like, oh, I want to make things move. I want to make things happen. But you can't. In this situation, you're like waiting on the river to move. And the fact is, you can't push the river. There's no point. It goes at the pace that it goes. So I want you to take a minute and look at other opportunities for ways for you to help yourself, okay? While you may be feeling stuck in certain areas, other areas might be, what is it they say about fishermen when they can't fish? What do? They mend their nets. They take care of their gear. They process and they prepare for the next season, correct? So in preparing for your next season, so to speak, you can find ways and means to apply yourself there. Doing some underneath the surface stuff will help you feel like you're getting more information, becoming better prepared, educate yourself in whatever way you can in this way, because you want to help yourself be prepared for the next thing, right? And if you have to do it on the fly when the time is right, it's like trying to read a book on the water. If you're supposed to be fishing, you're supposed to be fishing. You're not supposed to be reading a book about fishing, okay? So we want you to be prepared before you get on the water, right? So take care of your business, read about fishing, but now, so that when you're out on the water, you don't have to read about it. You've already learned, okay? So do those things so you're ready. Your solution is the King of Wands. the King of Wands is saying, hey, guess what? There's going to be somebody of like mind who's going to have some more information and want to share in this education situation. They're going to want to share ideas and process things together. Getting ready to do things equally or in different, maybe in different spaces, maybe on a different boat, so to speak. But at the same time, able and willing to share ideas and process the ideas, because now it's like becoming part of a club where you gather yourself up with another human being who has also some knowledge, but you're like doing your different things, right? But you're doing the same things. And just having a buddy would be useful and helpful to you to have someone to bounce ideas off of and learn and process information, as well as gain new information and share what you've learned. So it becomes a partnership of ideas, which is kind of nice to have someone like yourself and enjoy that. Enjoy the joy of sharing what you've learned and understood and getting into it so that it's fun for you. Because when you can share that information, it is fun for you. All right? Good for you, Aries. Nicely done. Having a new friend. Yay. Let's move on to the next week of January 15th through the 21st. All right? And we have the Strength card. Something's going on this week that is going to make you feel like things are difficult-ish. You're going to be feeling some feelings. You're going to be going back and tilling the soil of our hearts and our minds and our souls. Going deeper, going much deeper. And by doing so, you're going to be excavating some stuff. Feeling some feelings. The Seven of Pentacles is here in the blocking department, and in that area we're talking about, okay, so money, right? There's money on the table. There's questions about the money and how you're going to use it and what you're going to do about that, and those sorts of questions are on the table also. Be aware of that. Pay attention to that. Know that there's something else going on, and yeah, this is going to be an opportunity. The solution is going to be to jump into something new. So the Strength card being here is saying that you'll be feeling some feelings, but what's happening is it might be a financial constraint, but you'll jump in. And jumping into something new anyway is the deal. Just do it. Just start something. Because the starting of the something is going to get you through to the next thing, right? So while you're having some feelings and having some financial question marks, jumping in and starting is still the answer. All right? So this is good. I see a lot of potential here for something to get started, and we'll talk more about that in another video. I'm going to talk to you now about January 23rd, January 22nd through the 28th. All right? The final week of the month of the new year. And we are looking at the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is talking about how there is a relationship that you need to disembark from, get yourself separated from, allow somebody more space away from you. All right? And that is going to maybe not feel great, but it will be the healthiest thing you can do for yourself, is to give yourself that space. In a lot of ways, this is going to be a relief, something you have been working towards for a while, but haven't really had the gumption to get going on. So go ahead and allow this person some distance and some freedom, whether it's about you trying to control them less, or is it about you giving yourself the freedom of responsibility for them. That's interesting too. Freedom of responsibility. So paying attention to these possibilities and knowing that you're going to be going through something to get to this point. I think that's part of the strength card from the week before, right? So maybe you're feeling the feelings last week that lead you to this place because, of course, you're coming to realize last week that this is what needs to happen this week, and that giving yourself that space from this person, you'll get freed up, but yeah, there's always a cost. So it's interesting, right? And the Four of Swords here in the blocking department, saying where you are blocked this week, feeling particularly empowered, or your foundation empowers, feeling a little shook, shall we say. But it's all for the good, you know. This is a benefit. You releasing this person who's not helping or is a drag on your energy to begin with. Your foundation and power is becoming wonky, or is blocked from getting solidified this week. So you're not going to be getting more power this particular week. Okay, just kind of relax, understand that, know it, get it, be okay with it. Okay, I know it's uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Your solution this week is to have this girlfriend in your life who is an emotionally based female energy person who is going to be able to relate to you and talk to you and be a part of you, who you are in this moment of now. There will be a support system while you're feeling your feelings about having made this separation, right? It's a process. Letting things go or breaking up with someone is not fun or exciting or comfortable, but it is part of the growth process that we go through as grown-ups. And when we grow and how we grow is very important. Little by little, everything gets done, right? Okay, so let's be aware of that little thought right there, and know that we are going to be okay. This month is kind of interesting, right? So you have confused by your opportunities, slowed down in your progress, money thoughts, right? And finally, your foundation and power. Those are your blocks. That's the story of your blocks this month. Interesting. Your solutions have to do with your High Priestess, which is you integrating your intuition, listening to your intuition, getting a new friend, starting something, and finally having an old friend be around and help and support. So these are it's neat to look at that way. I haven't done that before, but I really like it. Being able to just see the solutions across the weeks, right? And even observe the problems across the weeks. That's cool. The themes are the themes, so there they are. This is good. This is good. And I look forward to seeing what's coming up. What will happen in February, of course. I know the great release will happen in March. Boom, 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 right? The great release. Everyone's talking about it. There's a major planetary move happening in March that I'm excited about. I can't label it right now, but I know what it is and that it's happening in March. So I'm excited about that. We're adding a few cards to this first week, January 1st through the 7th. Yes, I need to do more homework before I start announcing things like March. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So there we go. So this first week in January, we were looking at judgment. And judgment, of course, is telling us that yes, oh yes, the feelings. We're having some feelings this month, this week. And we want to pay attention to those feelings. They will have to do with a new idea that we have that's super exciting. And we're excited about the new idea. We want to share the top of our lungs. And the answer, of course, is that the Seven of Wands is saying that yes, you're sharing your ideas, but it should be important to you how you share your ideas so that you aren't pushing, shoving, cramming, right? Forcing anything, right? So don't force your ideas on other people. Allow people to just sort of, you can throw out a crumb, and if they pick up the crumb, then you can have a conversation. But if they don't pick up the crumb, then you should leave them alone. You don't have to like stand on the corner and tell everybody about what you're doing, because it's not that kind of a thing yet, okay? But it's interesting that this is showing me that part of your feelings that you're processing are excitement and joy and profound feeling of oneness with whatever it is that project is, and your willingness to go deeper on it, right? Super exciting. And of course, the Seven of Cups was talking about you getting a little confused with all your options and lots of possibilities. And here's the Page of Wands telling you, of course, that there's more information to be gathered. More information to be gathered. So go ahead and gather that information. Learn an order of what you need to learn according to whatever time it is, right? So you know what you're going to need to know first. So go with that and then move on to the next one, right? And the King of Pentacles is here saying that yes, indeed, you are concerned about the financial end of this situation. So keeping your eye on that ball at all times. You want to maintain your understanding and your capacity to make money doing whatever it is you're talking about doing, okay? So that's very fun. The money matters, and you have people in your life who will help you see it, understand it, and move forward through it, okay? This is good stuff. Excellent. Well done. All right. Now we're talking about the High Priestess. Over here is your solution for this week. We were talking about your intuition being the answer to all of those feelings. It's like all this feeling. Now we know the feeling is of excitement and an interest in sharing ideas. Yay. But of course, the High Priestess is saying, follow your intuition. Don't just share it with everybody. And of course, the Page of Swords is here to say you can, there's more information about how to empower yourself in this process. So sharing carefully with the right people, the right way, can increase your power and your understanding of how to handle it. And there's the Ace of Cups here, which is gesturing to the possibility of a new love, new life, a gift of love, a gift of new love in your life. There's been a lot of clearing away over the past, like 2022. You finished off with some major clearings in your relationship department. And we want you to be aware that there's signs of new life, which is kind of groovy and fun. And I'm excited to see how that plays out for you, okay? It's nice to feel the thaw, as we say. So experience the thaw, appreciate the thaw, follow your intuition, knowing that your intuition is going to be on point and telling you that, oh, this is a good one, or this is maybe not the one I'm thinking of. But try and figure it to be an organic experience for yourself. It shouldn't be non-organic, shall we say? And let's play with you being able to stay in your power within your next relationship, eh? All right. This is all very good, and I'm excited to see what happens for you when we go in depth for the 8th through the 14th. All right. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next week.